Welcome to the Family Office, planning for the people who matter most.
She talked about that. I highly encourage you to go listen to the interview. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, check it out for sure.
But I think right now, talking about just the latest things that are going on right now and the prices that we're going to pay, because it's pretty interesting right now, just with economy, interest rates, jobs, the market. Michael Burry, AI bubbles. Is it a bubble? Is it not a bubble? Where are you at with it right now, Glenn? I mean, if we're looking at it right now, and I know we haven't talked about it in a minute, let's see. Oil is $84. Gas is kind of cheap. Things are coming down. The economy is looking pretty good. Job stuff looks good. If you talk to any of the tech guys like Jensen Huang or anything, or these guys, that thing is awesome. Michael Burry says it's all coming unpinned. But if you look at Karp from Palantir, he says things are great. Where are you at as far as this is concerned? Because ultimately, I think the only thing that's interrupting or interfering in anything economically right now is the Iran stuff. The Iran-American conflict. But I don't even think it's the Iran-American conflict. I think it's the world conflict of Iran. But where are you at with that right now, with regards to that? Because it's just kind of like now it's a staple. It's kind of normal now. Well, we're just fighting with them now. It's normal now. It's just gonna be a normal thing now. Where are you at with it all? As you smirk there. Right
I see things a little bit different. So I'm kind of in alignment with Michael Burry and his idea that we're in a bubble. And it's so important to be able to distinguish that when we talk about a bubble, that doesn't mean that when it pops that it goes away, that it, because like, for example, with the whole internet bubble, when the 2000s came around and the .com bubble burst, we're still using a .com channel to communicate. .com and internet and the infrastructure is very, very much alive and well. And so while it took an early hit, it came back because the next wave of innovation came. And I think that's where we are with AI. I think if you look at history, whenever an innovation comes, there's this overwhelming amount of energy that goes into that new innovation. And typically it gets overinflated. And then that overinflation, because of the rate of energy, makes that bubble burst. And I think the next wave will then make it much better. What I mean by that is this. So like SpaceX and I think it's overvalued. I think NVIDIA is overvalued. I think the top 7, the Mag 7, if it were Meta and Microsoft and Tesla, I think they're overvalued. I think they provide immense amount of value, but I think it's going to be a matter of the stock market coming back down and then resetting, and then the technology that continues to get built right now will provide that next wave of innovation where it really begins to take off, because I think a lot of the early adopters right now are going to get hosed. And so I'm in the Michael Burry camp. I know that you're more in the future looks bright camp and things are going to be great. But if you look back at history has shown a way of repeating itself, that it's overinflated and then it pops and then it comes back.
I don't disagree with you that there's a bubble.
Okay.
And Michael Burry's whole premise behind it is that, NVIDIA is basically saying, vouching to the bank for ChatGPT or whatever, so to speak, saying, hey, they're going to use a lot of our chips and we're going to use a lot of the compute power, give them money. And then they're buying the chips, but then the chips, are going to be outdated in 3 to 5 years, and they're writing them off for 6 to 8 years. And this cash just keeps recycling, and there's really creating nothing. And I could see where that's at. I could see where that's at with a lot of different things. I definitely think there's a bubble, and I definitely think that the future looks good for a lot of different reasons. And I would probably say that my biggest theory is that at this point, it's Elon Musk versus everybody else. Okay. I think. Mm-hmm. And I think that the legacy players in the arena are now Oracle, Microsoft, Google, those guys. Facebook, I would probably even maybe toss in there too. I think. those are guys that are going to be the legacy players now. And when you look at the way Elon Musk is positioning himself, I don't think SpaceX is overvalued. I don't think Tesla is overvalued. I don't think any of his companies are overvalued. I think that those companies are spot on or under. And here's why. The difference between those is that XAI and SpaceX and Tesla are so multifaceted and can go in so many different directions. But at the same time, he's vertically integrating every single one of those companies to completely support each other in all these different emerging markets. And at the same time, they produce actual tangible goods that are going to be used, right? Like SpaceX is launching infrastructure. Tesla is building the AI and the robotics, like the Tesla bots and all of these things that are the humanoids, right? And all the demand that's going to happen for this. The AI infrastructure. He's going to roll it in. What does it say now? There's a very good chance that, Tesla is going to buy XAI or all these guys, they're all going to merge together. SpaceX is going to buy Tesla or so. They're all going to vertically integrate, right? Just like these doing at the TerraFab. Have you seen that thing, by the way? Have you seen the TerraFab in Georgetown?
It's very impressive, man.
It's 10x the size of a gigafactory. It's
crazy.
Right? So when you talk about the future of manufacturing, China is not even going to be able to touch what this guy's got going on with TerraFab technology and how all that's going to he's basically saying we're not going to, Elon Musk is positioning himself where he doesn't need to go buy chips from Taiwan anymore in the next 5 to 7 years. Like it's done. It's finished. So I think it's him against everyone. And I think what you're going to see is that recycling, like you saw with the .coms and the absorptions and the buys and the sells and, this company's going to get absorbed by this and this company's going to get out of business and this model's better. You're going to see all those natural things. So I do think there is a big bubble. I just think it's going to get propped up for a very long time. I don't see it going to pop anytime. I don't think it's popping anytime soon, but
just to give you a quick stat, because one thing about the market, it always regresses back to the mean. And so we know that pricing always will fix itself. What Wall Street says is that SpaceX is estimated to be overvalued between 50 to 170% based on prominent Wall Street and independent valuation models. So I would never vote against Elon Musk because history has shown that he knows his stuff and he's the most consequential person that's ever walked the face of the earth, arguably. And so I believe that all of his companies have value. I just think that some of the early investors are going to get crushed in the interim between now and the time that it actually becomes ubiquitous and all of those things. That's what I'm saying.
But can you really, I don't want to put a tinfoil hat on it, but can you even really believe what those guys are saying? Because I think those guys manipulate the market.
Well,
how much of that's propaganda?
I just think that if you look at the trajectory of business valuations, SpaceX is way early. And the other thing is that Elon Musk has a tendency to overly project and in his ambitious timelines, like that's a thing, right? Like when you talked about, the truck was supposed to be out for about $30,000 to $40,000. That didn't happen. People were supposed to be on their way to Mars by 2026. As of right now, that doesn't look like that's going to happen. And so again, I'm not going to bet against the guy. That'd be dumb. But I think his projections tend to be a lot earlier. And I think his valuations is a reflection of that.
But Carp heads back on Burry because that's the biggest spat is Michael Burry and Carp from Palantir, and he heads back at him and says he's absolutely out of his mind. So, and that guy's a beast. I mean, there's not very many people in the world today that operate on that level of just.
I agree, but everybody said Michael Burry was out of his mind when he shorted the whole housing market too, and it turns out he was right. So. Time and history will show itself, man. With that, Chris, while we disagree on many, many things, there's a lot of overlap in which we do agree. And that's why I enjoy having these conversations because you make me think about things in a different way. And I hope in our conversations that we make each other smarter.
See you on the next one, Len. And
All right.
If you'd like this content, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you guys. And that being said, Glenn, glad you're feeling better and you made it through to the other side. See you
Thank you, brother. One. All right.
Conversation has given you clarity on your next steps. Please share this episode with someone who's walking the same path. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss future episodes. And remember, planning ahead isn't just prudent, it's an act of care. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Family Office.